What it do, familiar? It's your boy Taxi PNG back at it again with yet another man. So today we dive kind of deep into helping a client, well, fellow photographer, also like, scale their business, get better at lighting and just kind of different things in between. They ask multiple different questions on, whether they should use a beauty dish or they should use, different lighting modifiers. What's the best lighting modifier? They were wondering, about their white balance. They're having photos coming out yellow. And I just kind of walk them through and help them through all of this, talk to them through the process and just let them know like the actionable steps that they need to take in order to get to that next level within photography. And we also kind of run down a little bit of pricing. We talk about, upscaling and up charging the client as well when it comes to edits and different things like that, and how you can make a little bit of extra cheese and how that pricing should look, how that pricing scale should look between each of your packages, how many edits should you be giving them, how to get your client to want to select more, how to get your client to, spend more money with you, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of how to play around with the client psychology to get them to spend that more money. So stick around with us, you guys. Today we talked to one of our fellow photographers, Antonio, and we just kind of like went deep into his business and talked about the different pain points that he's dealing with and why he's kind of having a little bit of trouble, scaling, and why he feels like he's having a little bit of trouble with his, consistency within his editing and his lighting. Let's get into it. What's up, bro? What's up, bro? Talk to me. Talk to me.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want, and watch it take shape.
Just wanted to see, for some reason, my editing, my skin tones, I've been having issues with. That's something that I feel like I haven't been able to get um get right. I feel like it's a little bit inconsistent, especially like with the backgrounds. I mostly shoot with white right now, but
Mhm.
sometimes it's like a little bit more yellow, green,
Okay,
and
okay,
then
okay. Okay. I see exactly. I already know what the problem is. So, what are you shooting at for your white balance? Are you shooting auto white balance?
I'm shooting at 56, between 56 and 62.
Try to
I
do 55.
55,
55 is like that's my golden point. What kind of camera do you have?
Canon R6.
Yeah, yeah. 55 is my golden. Like 55 is my golden. And like usually what I'll also do is like, are you using 55 off the like so I mean, are you using 56 off the rip, or do you like take a picture and then do you change your white balance based off of the picture that you took? Or how are you doing that? Because white balance is
I
literally usually always the reason, like white balance is usually always the reason why you might get yellow tints or stuff like that too. Plus you may like in your camera, you could also like accidentally have a color mode selected on too. Like you could have like a picture profile mode or something like that on too. Sometimes like you got to make sure that that's off, because I've had that happen and I didn't notice what was happening and I was shooting, I'm like, it's coming out flat, it's coming out flat, but I didn't make sure I check my settings. But if you check all your settings and it's still coming out yellow, then it's most likely, it's like guaranteed to be your white balance. And then also like when you're shooting, you want to make sure that you have the right balance between your shutter as well. So like when you're shooting in the studio on the white backdrop, also, well, what kind of lights are you using too?
I'm using two 8600s and then one 8200.
Okay, okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. So it's definitely most likely your light balance. And then what kind of setup are you using? Like, how are you doing? Are you sandwiching them? Are you doing two in the front, one in the back, two in the back, one in the front? Or are you
Uh,
just using two at a time? Are you using all three at the same time? How do you do that?
it's been a mixture. I mostly have two in the front. I have like two, almost like 5 6 foot umbrellas,
Yeah.
facing forward, but I'm not too sure how it looks like it. I've been experimenting because they look. I feel like it's a little bit more flat, and how it looks the image. I try to boost the color, but and then that's where like the different colors come in, like the yellow, greens, and all that. So I've been testing. I have one in the front, like sideways, a back. When I use the two in the front, I try to use the 8200 in the back to separate a bit more the
Yeah.
subject. But I've been playing around with that these past
Have
couple.
you been having a problem getting your background white, like as white as you want it?
Yeah, because I've been seeing like yours and other people's, and at the end I tried to just go on Photoshop, and then I just like
Yeah,
put a
so
mask
a way for you
and
to get it in cam, like usually like that is a great too, but a way for you to get it in cam is aiming your like backlights at the backdrop. Like when you aim it at the subject, like when you aim those backlights at the subject, it separates the subject from the backdrop, but it usually will turn that backdrop gray. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Because like so when the light is, you have your subject and then you have the light hitting the back of the subject, but there's no light hitting the backdrop, so it doesn't make it like the backdrop is pure as color, because the backdrop is meant for light to hit it. So when the light hits that backdrop, it turns into its pure color. Like, so let's say for example, if you're using a red backdrop and you aim the flash at the backdrop versus not aiming it at the backdrop, you get different colors of the backdrop. Like, it'll be a different color, because a photographic backdrop is meant to soak up light or reflect light depending on the type of like figment of the backdrop, of course. So but the white backdrop, what I could say is too, is you could have those, you could have an 8600 as your like key light, and you could have that 8600 in the back, kind of like that feel, right? So you have the microphone right here is the subject, you have your front light that's hitting the front, and you have that sandwich method. So you have one on one side, one on one side that's crossed, right? And now to fill in this back part, right, the back part that, like, I'm the subject, right? There's a
Mm-hmm.
flash coming at me right here, there's a flash coming at me from the back, but there's a part of the background that's not getting any light, and that's this right here. So this part right here is not getting any light. So I would take that 8200, which is what I usually do, because I have the MS300. I'll use MS300, so that's 300 watts, 300 watts, and then the back I'll put an 8200 aimed straight at the background, like with like a raw reflector. So I'll have that on channel. I have group A, group B, group C, and my group C will be my 8200, because the 8200 could just be a little fill light. It's 200 watts of power. You got two
Yeah.
600s. You know what I'm saying? So you could use that to fill in and punch in that background, and now that still separates your subject from the background, because you're getting all that light. You have one light going to your subject, and you have one light pointed at the background. Maybe whether it's like, use one of the little reflector dishes, and you have your 8200 shooting at the background like that. Maybe you put like a little beauty dish sock on top of there, so it diffuses it a little bit, so it's not too harsh. Because if you have it too harsh, it's gonna create a spot, like one like a big light spot on that background.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that could really help a lot. And then now you really don't have to worry about, your whites are going to be white, as long as you have your white balance where you need it at, right? Your whites are going to be as white as possible. And then you're not going to have to do as much editing when you go to Lightroom or Photoshop. It's going to save you a lot more time too, because you get the whites the way that you want them. So now when you're going into Photoshop, you might be just going up on the shadows a little bit, stuff like that. You might not even have to mask the subject. Sometimes you'll mask the subject, and what helps is like when you mask the background. Sorry if I'm talking fast. I'm trying to give all the value as fast as
No,
I
you
can.
good, you good, you good.
Every time I hit a bottleneck, I build a new AI employee to crush it.
I used to say that I had one AI employee working for me 24/7, but the truth is I've got a team.
But
I'm
sometimes
gonna
when you mask that background, going down on the saturation and like vibrance of the background helps too. Because sometimes it'll get yellow, and like, yeah, you go up on the shadows a bit in the background, go up on the highlights a bit in the background, that gets that white, right? Then you take the saturation of the background layer and go down on it. So now because saturation, if you take away saturation, it's black and white, and the background's white. So it brings that white back and it takes all that black out. You know what I'm saying? Or you could do like a color picker. You know what I'm saying? You pick yellow and you could change that yellow slider down too when editing. But if you try your best to get it right in camera, it's gonna save you a lot of time, and you're not gonna do that much work in Lightroom. Even though you could copy and paste the mask and stuff like that as well. But there might be some photos that are a little bit more complicated that you might have to individually change and do stuff like that. So trying to get it right in camera is always gonna be the best. So definitely that. And then how high is your F? Because that also could play a factor of why your backdrop's not looking the way you want.
So I used to shoot at 7.1,
Okay, that's cool.
but I felt like it was just pushing too much power.
Mhm.
So I've been shooting around 5.6 and 4
Mhm.
recently.
I'm put like, it's like okay, are you shooting multiple people in the studio? Because like usually,
Just one,
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like I be pushing 10, bro.
really.
You have 600 watts of power, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta think about it. Use that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got 600 watts of power. It's like the more and more you try to keep going down, the less things that are going to be in focus too. So if the higher you are, the more things that are going to be in focus. So your backdrop's going to be in focus. After like 0.5, your backdrop starts to get in focus. Like f1.8 to like f5.6 is like subject focus. Then past that, you start breaching past the subject. So now more things start to come in focus after f5.6. So now the backdrop's in focus, all the different stuff in focus. So if you're pushing, I use flat Fs is what I call it. So it's like f10, f11, like flat numbers, like not a point, not a nothing, just a flat number. If it's 8, I'm using 8. You know what I'm saying? I'll use it flat. And then I'll get all my lighting the way that I want it to be able to like really light that background and get it the way that it needs to be. So usually the flash that usually has the most power, right, is usually my key light. And then I'll have my backlight at half of that. So let's say, for example, to make it simple, if my front light is at 1/1, I wouldn't actually do this. But I'm saying if my front light is at 1/1, just to make it simple, half of that would be half. So Oh, I hate these fractions, bro. Okay, I'm trying to make it as easy. Okay, let's see. Let's do this. Boom. 1/32 is a smaller number. That means it's like less, right? So closer that the number is to one, the more powerful that it is. So I would have my backlight, the one that's coming to the side of the back of the subject, at 1/32. Half of 1/32 would be 1/16. You see what I'm saying? But that's still more power. So that would be my front light. My front light would be at 1/16, and my backlight 1/32. And then that side light, which is like a raw flash, might be at 1/64. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no diffusion. So it might be at 1/64 hitting that background. You know what I'm saying? That's aimed right at the background. Like I'm angling it towards the center of the background so that right behind the subject, they really pop. And now that background's white and all that. You know what I'm saying? And so like actual settings that I would actually use like F10. My shutter is between 200 and 250. My ISO is between 100 and 125. And then my lights, my front light is gonna be at like 1/4. My backlight, that B, so my channel A is at 1/4. My channel B is at 1/8, which is half of that. And then 1/16 or 1/32 is my 8200. And that's solid. And now it just comes down to lighting distance, because obviously the closer the light is to the subject is going to have more of an effect the further away it is. So people don't think about that too. A lot of things like that is also important. Lighting distance, because sometimes you don't want to have the light too close or too far, because it may give too soft or too harsh of a look. So lighting distance is also very important. But just obviously back to the number initial thing that you asked was yeah, it comes out in the white balance, bro. So if you could take an image, like you could even use your you could use, just like if you have a gray card, like you don't have to have a gray card, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like you could take a picture of an image, or you take the gray card in the image, and then you could literally just go and calibrate your white balance on your camera for that shot.
I have these, but
Yeah,
I
you better use a
noticed
gray card.
that this card is more like a greenish tint, and
Mm.
I've been using them. So I bought a new one. I got it 2 days ago, so I haven't been able to use it. But I noticed that it's like a little bit more like a greenish type of
Auto white balance change because you're shooting in RAW on Lightroom. You can do that too, but that's just another step. You know what I'm saying? So it's like trying to get that thing right in camera. You can only, like, when you get it right in camera, you can only enhance it. You know what I'm saying? Through editing. Like you get it right in camera, you can only enhance through editing.
yeah, for sure. And of course that takes much more time. What would you think would be like the ideal, like either umbrellas, soft boxes, like what do you think would
Okay,
be
so where do you I'm beauty dish all day. Like I don't care where I'm at. I'm gonna just throw that out there. Like I don't care where I'm at. I'm beauty dish all day, simply because, right? If you have that 600 watts of power, the only thing that's gonna change the diffusion of that light is the distance. Like, so now if you have a 600 watts of power and you're using that 8600, you're backing it up. The further it is, the softer the light's going to get. The closer it is, you know what I'm saying? So you're just knowing, like, by pushing it back or pulling it forward, you don't need no softbox majority of the time. I mean, you don't need no sandbox majority of the time. So it's like, and it also kind of depends on the type of industry of like photography that you're doing as well. But majority of the time, that beauty dish is going to do it because if you're using a softbox, especially outside, I've broken lights like that. Like, I went away from it. Like in studio, I only use softbox in studio. Like I use a softbox in studio because I can control that environment, I control that wind, I control that air, I can control what happened. I was doing a grad shoot one time. I had my light all the way up. I had even though I had a sandbag on it, that thing carried my light, and I was like, yeah, I'm never playing games again. And I'm like, bro, I
Yeah.
took all this time to carry all this out here with the sandbags, all of that for this still to happen. Nah, it's like yeah, the photo came out hard, but I got the same exact quality photo using a beauty dish and just changing the distance of the flash. It was like the exact same thing. I'm like, okay, so smarter, not harder. But them beauty dishes, bro, though, and they're like inexpensive in comparison to all the other stuff. And then they're also still like pretty like portable. Like if you,
Yeah.
I got a 12 inch and I got a 24 inch. I love my 12 inch. I trap that thing out all the time. I take it to the beach, I take it to grad shoots. I do everything with that 24 inch. And then I'll use like a raw flash reflector with like a beauty dish sock on it. It's like the same sock that you put on a beauty dish. I'll just wrap that around my little raw reflector with no diffusion, no dish in it or nothing like that. It's a little small one that click onto there, Bones mount adapter, and just use that as my backlight when I'm doing grad shoots,
Mm.
libraries, whatever. And I'm saying, and then like on locations, I'll do the same exact thing unless I have it to where like the sun can be my backlight. But if there's a time where like it's harsh, I'm bringing both lights out. Like if it's harsh light outside, if it's harsh light outside, I'm gonna bring two lights. You know what I'm saying? But if I know that it's golden hour, blue hour, or I know that like I'm gonna be in shade, I'm bringing one light because I can use my backlight as the sun or whatever else. So I would just rather just what I'm saying do that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, definitely, bro. Like, and then even in studio, like strip box lights are really good too because they also help. Like, they help you get more of the background. They help you get more of the subject also. Because what I was doing before was I had a lot of rectangular soft boxes that I was using. Like they were all just squares. And what I would notice is that a lot of spill and fall off would happen at the bottom where I wouldn't completely light my subject as much as I wanted to. So it's like the light's like this, I'm saying it's a square, but I have it at this distance. And then let's say, for example, you're sacrificing space because you're in a small studio or whatever it is, you need to get you a strip light. Because that strip light, you don't matter, you could be close and you can still get the whole person. You could be further back and you can get even more of them because it's gonna like continue to spill and continue to spread. You know what I'm saying? But when I had those square boxes, it's only getting like the top of my subject and I can't even get the full of their body. I'm trying to turn it sideways, make it a diamond and get as much. So the strip lights definitely helped a lot with those backlighting. And I actually I'm picking up some more today, literally, like another one for my other side to use because I've
Mm.
been using my beauty dish for my other backlight and I'm like, bro, I gotta stop doing that. So yeah, definitely that. But yeah, but every different like softbox and lighting type, like lighting modifier has its own place. You know what I'm saying? But I just know I've found over like the time is like Beauty Dish works the best for me in like almost every scenario. Because if you take too much brain power to have to think about your lighting, you're taking away the brain power that you could be using to compose the shot. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to add extra resistance to yourself. Like I have that happen so many times, bro, where I'm like, I'm trying to get a shot, but I'm trying to make sure that my lighting is placed the right way. So I got to run over there and get it, and I got to come back, run over there and get it, and then like a shot that I could have thought about in my head doesn't like doesn't come across well, or my client's bored. My client's like, oh damn, bro, like can you like I thought you were professional. Like they're not gonna say it out loud, but in their head they're just like, damn, like it's hot. You know what I'm saying? There's probably so much that is going through their head. Like you got to think like that too. Like okay,
Yeah.
what materials can I bring out here that will make it as efficient as possible to give them the best, the best experience as possible. You know what I'm saying? So that we can be in and out of here and they can feel good while we leave. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to leave on a low note. You want to leave on a high where they feel good. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
the least amount of resistance helps with that because now you're putting a lot more attention into talking to them. You're putting a lot more attention into, nailing your settings in camera. You know what I'm saying? Posing them, all the different stuff you're putting your attention into. You don't have to really worry about the lighting because you already know exactly what you're doing. You nailed it. Or so yeah, that's one thing I can say. Because the big soft boxes, bro, like they'll blow a little bit, and I'll be shooting, and then like it might turn off a little piece, and I'm like, bro, like now I gotta try to go back and turn it back, and if I have it all the way up, you know what I'm saying? It's just like I'm like, man, but unless I'm doing like a shoot where like they dropping cheese, then like okay, you know what I'm saying? Like let me, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, bro, like if I'm running gunning and I gotta get the shot, and then especially like if because sometimes you don't even need it if like the person's gonna be moving around a lot. like obviously it's like an event, duh. But like if you're shooting somewhere and you know you have a lot of locations, you want to be as small as possible. What industry are you currently like shooting in majority?
Mostly studio. I started getting more inquiries for outside, so
Yeah,
I'm starting to venture a bit more into outdoor.
yeah,
But I do more birthdays, studio headshots, anything
yeah.
pretty much studio.
Okay, bet. And then with you venturing into the outdoor, like yeah, with you venturing into the outdoor, bro, it just opens up a whole new world of everything, and then you're gonna start to love it more too, because like the studio is cool, but like after a while it gets repetitive.
This may look like a weird video game controller, but it's not. It's my editing productivity maximizer. It is a creative controller. It's a must-have if you are in the
But it's like outside, it's like it's something new every day, and
Yeah,
it
because
always wakes you up. It's like, oh my God, like you never know what to expect.
yeah,
So it's
because
like,
originally I had got the 28600s for outside, but I quickly found out that those things are too heavy, and then your C
yeah,
stands, and then
yeah,
your sandbags, and I literally my original intention was to do outdoor, but it was just impossible
yeah,
without having an assistant. I was like, yeah, no, back would be hurting, like it was
yeah,
just crazy. I only did a few, and then I just kind of like simmered down, and I continued lifestyle, but then I was like, no, I'm tired. I was like, I'm very perfectionist, so if the sun wouldn't
yeah.
be correct, and then it's cloudy, weather's
So that's why you got. That's why when it comes to the outside, you have to figure out like, okay, if I already know that I'm a perfectionist, then what can I do to make this, as easy on myself as possible? One light.
yeah.
It just comes down to one. It's like, yeah, bro, I got two, but I don't need them. I could use one. You can go out there with a 200 and kill and make a killing still. Like you could still go out there and make some shake. Like I love my 200s, bro. Like I trap those things out. Like I never bring a 400 out. I don't even like. I'm just like, bro, because it's not like to me. It'll be worth it sometimes. Like if I know like the type of shoot that I'm doing, like I don't gotta bring like all of my extra like gear, like because you'll bring it and you end up not using it. And you're like, damn, I done drug it out the house for no reason. So if you go out there with just the 600 or just the 200, bro, you can still make some crazy. You can still make some stuff shake because it's still 200 watts of power. Like it's not like it's not, what I'm saying, enough. Like it's still 200 watts that you still be able to get a really good shot out of. But at that point, when it comes to the 200, just don't go crazy with clicking it back to back and getting the same shots. Because now you have to worry about refresh rate after like the first 30 minutes of shooting. Now your refresh rate is going to start to slow down even more because you just pop, 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 pop. So now you got to be smart. That's the only thing about like the 200. The 600, you probably just keep going all day. But with the 200, you got to be smart. That's it. But it's still giving you 200 watts of power, bro. So if you shooting it at like if you shooting it at like 1/16, you can probably shoot forever. I ain't gonna lie. But anything below 1/16 with the 200, you got to like be strategic about your shots. You got to frame them up. But also, it wouldn't make sense to not be strategic because you don't want too many of the same photos anyways. Because now when you send them to your clients, you don't want them to be like, damn, I got 90 of the same pose. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that would save you time anyways. Because now if you have multiple different, if you have like when you have it for your clients and they do their photos, do you give them a certain amount of photos edits and then do you allow them to select extra or how do you do it?
I may, for the most part, I just send them the gallery, and then they can choose either 5 or 10, or depending, like for studio.
Yeah, but and then like do you like so what's your standard for like let's say for example your standard package, how many edits are they getting? Are you giving them all or how many like not all, but like are you giving them 10 on their edit? Are you giving them 5? Like what's their base?
So right now I have the first package for 125 for three, and
Mhm.
then 150 for five, and then 250 for 10.
Okay, bet. And then do you allow them to add extras if they want?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, bet. That's cool. Yeah,
it's
say that's vibe.
20. Yeah, it's 20 per image.
So imagine, right? Imagine if every single one of the photos that you took are different. They're more likely to spend way more now. They're like, oh my God, like I have to, you know what I'm saying? They're more
Yeah.
likely to spend way more now. And then also like you can up your revenue too by this. Like if you get your editing workflow down and you start taking so much diverse images, like that 20 price tag per image might be too big to some clientele. So like your mindset could be like, anything after five extras is 10 per image, or anything after five extras is 15 per image, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like something
Yeah.
to where it's like, or if you just drop your base down, because like that could be a thing too, like, because like I've gotten my like editing style down to the point where like, because I do 10 an image, right?
Uh-huh.
Only because I know you're gonna probably select 10. But if I do 20 an image, I don't know for a fact you're gonna select five. Like you might be like with you when you hear 20 per one, you're gonna be like, I'll take two, and I only made $40 and I could have made 100. I'm saying I could have made 100 off you. Yeah, I just did more, but that's more pictures to add to my portfolio anyways. You know what I'm saying? So it's like why not? And then to get them to come back, I still always add extra incentives. I don't tell them nothing. Like I'll be like, oh, 5 to 7 day turnaround. They select their 3 images. I add 3 to their 3, the 3 that I like. You know what I'm saying? I add 3 to their 3, and now I have 6. So now I give them 6, and they're like, "Oh my God, you did extra what? I didn't even pay for these. I feel so bad." Like, or they're happy, and now they're gonna continue to talk good about you.
Yeah.
They're gonna go to the next person and tell them about you. The next person and tell them about you. Oh yeah, bro, he over delivers, blah, blah, blah. That's why I always over deliver. Like I don't care if I'm swamped, bro. I'm throwing in 1 to 2 to 3 extra edits in there, and you're gonna, if you notice, it's cool. If you don't, I still don't care. But I'm still adding them to my portfolio because they're photos that I like. Because you might select a photo that I don't like, but you chose, and I'm still edit it. But I'm gonna also choose 3 that I like because those are the ones I'm gonna add to my portfolio. But I'm gonna also let you have as an incentive. So now in
Yeah.
their mind, they're like, "Oh my God, he charges $20. He usually charges $20 per extra edit, and he gave me 3 of them, bro. He just saved me $60. Oh yeah, he's the goat. He's the goat. He's the goat." And they're gonna tell everybody about you.
Yeah, and it's true because for the outdoor sessions, I thought 20 was too much to do per photo, and I did 10, and one client purchased 18 extra photos
Yeah,
for 10, and it's true. And
you know what I'm
I've
saying?
been debating to do that for studio. I'm like, but I was like, no, I was like, I think yeah, I'm gonna make that change.
Because that could also like count as like your mindset could be like that's tips. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, because if we're being real, bro, after we own and pay off all of our gear, we're basically making infinite money.
yeah,
Like after we own and pay it off, bro, it's like no one's like doing what we're doing. Like if you get a photo shoot in a day or you get 2 photo shoots in one day, no one's making $200 in one day. No one's making $130 in an hour. That's what I mean to really say. In an
yeah,
hour or two, like no one's still not doing what we're doing. So if you shift that mindset to that, it's like, whoa, like you can't lose, bruh. Like you
yeah.
can't lose. Because $10 to them doesn't seem like a lot. And then to you, it's like, bro, 10 could be gas, 10 could be food. But now if I get 10 of those $10, I made $100. That's now 2 tanks of gas. That's not, you know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah.
stuff like that. And that could also add like, and then if you have that workflow down to where it doesn't even take you that long to edit, shit, why not have it for $10? Like, like to them it's not a lot, but to you it's like it adds up quick. Cause then they choose, like how you said, they chose 18 whole extras. I had a client choose like 34. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting that bread. But I'm like, 34 is crazy. But I'm like, I just made $340 though. So hey, you know what I'm saying? Because when you have that price tag a lot higher, they're a lot more reluctant to actually want to accept that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
as far as because I have retouch for me, so I use that a lot, and I feel like it gets a good starting point
Yeah.
for the thing. So I was even considering offering just like a simple, call it like a simple retouch, and then making that like $5 extra, and changing the
For a
pricing on
basic,
that
yeah.
output. But I'm still a bit unsure about that.
Because you could do that too. Because like, but you don't want to give them too many options. Because I did that before, and you'll give them choice paralysis. Because they don't know the difference. Like if you say like basic retouch and then premium retouch, and then you put 2 images to show the difference between the add-ons or whatever, like a lot of people are gonna just choose the cheaper one because it's cheaper. So if you
Yeah,
only give them one option, they don't got no choice. Like I used to give them 3. I had one that was like oh $25. One was like $10. Well, one was $15 and one was $5. Like bro, they're choosing 15 and 5 every time, or they're choosing 5 every single time. Then I took 5
yeah,
away, then they're choosing 15 every single time. No one's choosing 25. So now I only got like 2 because I do special effects and stuff. So they have it where you can add a special effects edit, which is 50, and then I have one for 10, which is regular. No one's ever adding special effects edits, so they're always getting 10. So you see the value, like it creates like a seller's value gap. I leave it there so that way you see like, oh shit, the value of this is 50, so that's 5 times this, so I'm getting a deal. It's like
yeah,
seller psychology. Like they might not be really getting a deal, but in their mind they got a deal. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So that's seller psychology, and it helps out a lot. Definitely.
Does learning to shoot and edit videos feel like you're trying to solve one of these? You're not alone. Everyone wants to be a content creator nowadays, but
Yeah,
What else
for
you got
sure.
for me?
As for that third light, going back to the lighting, how do you push that third light to fill in the other side where it's a little bit more darker?
So I
Like,
aim it at the background. Like so, let's say I don't got my 200 in here right now. Oh, I got this one right here. So I have one light. This is my key light. It's hitting me right
mhm,
here. My backlight is right across from my key light, hitting me right here. Right. This light, I have it right here, aimed at the background. So my key light is here aiming at me. Then I have another one off to the side aiming at the background. And then I have this one aiming at me. So I have two lights that are facing forward, and this backlight is facing the other lights.
So basically, A and C are almost together.
Yeah, basically. Basically, you know what I'm saying? But they're just not like as close together. So like one is closer forward than the other. So the other one is like at the front of the backdrop before the backdrop even starts. Then the other one's like in the middle of the backdrop, pointing at the backdrop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll
What's a
put that
good
stand right there.
distance to have the subject from the backdrop?
You said how you say?
Like, what's a good distance to have the subject from
3 feet,
the
3 feet,
back?
like a
Three
cool
feet.
3 feet, like a cool 3 feet, 3 to 5. Like 5 is chill, but like the further away they get from the backdrop, the smaller the backdrop gets.
Yeah, and then
So you got to keep that in mind too. So I don't know how big your backdrops are. Like if you're working with like a nine or like a 7 or a 4, it's all going to be different distances, and you're going to need to set up your lighting a lot differently too. So like, what size are your backdrops?
it's the seven. The
Okay,
seven.
7. Okay, seven's a vibe. So yeah, so you want to be like between 3 and 5 away, because the
Okay.
further away they are, the easier it is to get that shadow going. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's why like I like to work with like I work with 7 and 9. So like I have those two sizes. So like the further they are from the backdrop, the easier it is to eliminate that shadow. Because you have to do a lot, you have to do a lot less work to eliminate the shadow when they're further away, because no shadow can be created because they're so far from the backdrop that it's not, you know what I'm saying? And then when you're shooting with that key light, you can see where the backdrop's going. So like usually when they shoot from this side, there's going to be a shadow coming from that side, which is why you have that backlight to combat that. And then you have a little dark spot right here. So fill that dark spot in as well. You know what I'm saying? With the extra flash. Usually the 200 is usually more than enough. And that's usually what I always use. Like I would put my 200 on my little Bowens mount and literally just have it aimed right at the backdrop with like my reflector on there, my little the little reflector modifier. And yeah, and that's usually a go. And I diffuse it by putting the little things on there, the little beauty dish sock on there, and it's usually ready to go.
Do you blow out the white backdrop, or do you? It's more like
No,
natural.
no, you can still see it. You can still see it. Like it's
Okay.
still, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't blow out. Yeah, that's why I was saying like, you don't want to have. So you have your A light at like 1/4. You got your B light in the back at 1/8. That light is gonna be like 1/32 or 1/64. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? You want it like double that backlight, because like it's not supposed to blow it out. It's supposed to just add a little extra fill. Because this
Yeah.
light right here that's coming is gonna add like a little like it's gonna add like a little what's it called? Hold on. It's gonna add like a little light, like a little light line on the back side of that subject. This one's gonna light up the whole front of that subject, and this one right here isn't gonna even touch the subject. So it's still gonna look like cinematic and all of that stuff, but that light's not even touching the subject, so it's not even gonna really light the subject. It's gonna hit the background. It's gonna
Mm.
add that extra separation from it. So um, to give you everything to work on, LOL. White balance, knock that in. Work on adding in that third light to that background, right? And then get you a system down to kind of like speed up that like your workflow a little bit. Like you work speed up your workflow, so now when you do add on when you do allow them to add extra for less, you don't want to add more time too. Like you
Yeah.
don't want to like take your revenue down, and then which is actually still to bring your revenue up, but you want to take it down and then also add time to yourself. So you're like, oh, I'm charging $10 each photo now, and I'm still like, you know what I'm saying? Because imagine charging $10 each photo, right? But you're finishing each photo in like 15 minutes. So let's say, for example, you get 4 photos. That's $40 in an hour. So you're basically getting paid $40 an hour to edit 4 photos. You know what I'm saying? And if you can
Yeah.
do shits in 10 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Then it knocks even better. You know what I'm saying? So if you get it to a point where it's like, because usually what I'll do is I'll fully edit one photo on Lightroom. I'll literally copy and I'll fully edit one photo on Lightroom, and then I'll literally copy and paste the like because so you can't just Command C, right? You can't just hit like Command C or Control C, right? You literally have to go to the three dots on Lightroom and hit select editing settings to copy. I have videos on Patreon on this, right? So it literally says select editing settings to copy. Because you just hit Command C, you think you're pasting it, but you didn't paste shit. Like you hit Command C and then you go to another photo and you'll paste it, and it only pastes the top layer. And the top layer is that regular lighting layer. Like we're just talking about lighting, texture, all of that. It's not the masking layer. So you literally have to go to the dots. Like bro, that shit got me for so long. You got to go through the dots, bro. Cause I'm thinking I'm pasting it, but ain't nothing happening. And I'm like, bro, how do I do this? I'm like, how everybody get all the separation? Then I figured that out. I was like, oh yeah, it unlocked something in me. I was like, oh bet. So literally, after I found that out, you hit them three dots. It says select editing settings to copy, and then it's gonna pull up a drop down menu, and it's gonna have the word masking, and it's gonna be unchecked. You gotta check it. And so now when you copy and paste, you can use it now. So now you check it, and now you can go paste to everything. So I'll go paste to all the photos from that client, and then that speeds up my whole workflow because I don't even have to go and do every single one. But now you could just go back, and if the lighting was a little bit different, you could tweak it. But if you're having a trouble, well, if you're still having yellow background trouble, you edit one photo, get that background unyellow, copy and paste that shit to the next ones on Lightroom.
Why do you use that Lightroom instead of Lightroom Classic?
Bro, we had an argument in the group chat. We had an argument in the group chat. I don't like Lightroom Classic only because, bro, right? It's too old for me, bro. Like when I was doing preschool photography, I had to use it, and I hated it while using it. And I don't know if it's like trauma or some shit that I got going on, and I didn't like it. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't feel real. Like when I'm using it, it just feels like a video game. Like it doesn't feel. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't like it. Okay, so, but I feel like majority of the time it does the exact same thing. But a lot of like the other photographers that I talk to that like are also up in the industry as well, like they use it and they say like it's really good for like making presets, stuff like that. You could dial in a lot more, stuff like that. But I used it the other night, and I had texted the channel like, y'all, I'm using Lightroom Classic today, and they was like, oh, look who switched over. And I was like, I didn't switch over. I was like, I'm doing this wedding, I need to try to see if what I could do. Bro, I was scratching my head the whole time, bro. Like I was like, dog, I don't know, bro. Cause like everyone want me to make tutorials on Lightroom Classic, and I'm like, bro, I can't get jiggy with Classic, bro. Like I'm trying, but I can't. Like it just looks like content the camera raw filter. That's it. Like it just looks like the entire Lightroom is camera raw filter on Photoshop. Like, and I'm like, bro, like I just don't like this. I don't like the aesthetic. There's a lot. There's a lot. I don't, and that's probably just me being picky, bro. Like I just don't like the aesthetic. There's so much I just don't like, and I'm just like. Like if I need to, I'll use it one day. But the one thing that I do like about Lightroom Classic is it connects directly with Pixieset. So like if you use Pixieset, you can literally go there and select your client's photos after they select their favorites, and you can just open them right immediately. So that saves about 1 to 5 minutes, which is like that's pretty cool. But like I get kind of joy out of like choosing pictures, so I don't really be tripping. But yeah, you use Classic.
Yeah, it's because when I saw that you said you had issues like syncing, I was like, for us, we just click the pictures and then sync, and all the everything that you did on that photo gets copied automatically.
Yeah, see, bro, that's hard. I mean, y'all are cool. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are lit. But I can't, bro. Like, I'm gonna try in the back end. But I don't know. Like, I can't get past how it looks. Like, I got to get past how it looks, and then I could probably be like, okay, I like how it works. Like, I can't even get past CapCut. Like, I be trying to get past CapCut because it looks too playful for me. Like when I'm trying to like edit video, like I'm trying to be serious editing videos, I feel like it looks too playful. Like it doesn't look serious enough for me. And then I'm like, but it does all these amazing things. But I'm like, bro, it doesn't give me that like that grit that I want, bro. I don't know, bro. I'm picky, bro. I'm trying to get better, bro. But I'm literally only doing it for y'all. Like I'm trying to like learn. Okay, you guys usually use CapCut, or you guys are using all these different apps. All right, how can I learn them? Like how can I learn them to like give? I really want to learn and then see how like I'm gonna learn it the technical way, and then I'm gonna teach it to y'all the untraditional way. So that way it's easier for you to like understand and digest. That's how I learned photography. I learned it the traditional way. Now I'm gonna like be like, all right, bro. I'm not calling this that. I'm gonna call it this. You know what I'm saying? Like because it's basically what it is. Like so it helps y'all a lot more because like if I would have sat here and said hella technical terms to you, you would have been confused as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you'd be like, what is he talking about? Like nah, bro. I'm gonna get on your level and we gonna chat about photography, bro. But
And
yeah, bro. So what's it called? Yeah, but as a premium member, you get like 2 calls a month. So I would say like in like 2 more weeks, you know what I'm saying, we check and see like kind of where you're at again.
yeah, definitely.
So that would be really cool and things of that nature. What are some things that you just joined the Patreon too though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna ask you like what are some notes that you might have for me, like that you would want to see videos of on the Patreon. So I could take those notes down before we close out so I can make those video adjustments.
I don't know, maybe like some templates or like some something like, because I was looking through the videos and seeing like maybe some either like templates, because I'm more a visual person, so
Mhm.
like hearing, so like maybe either templates or stuff like that that would be a little bit easier. That would probably add a little bit more value, or you can add another tier and provide templates that they can just purchase off. That way you don't give everything for free. I think that'd be pretty cool. Um,
Like templates as in like go a little
like
deeper for me.
let's just say like for the video that you had like for contracts and business, so that section could probably
Mm.
have like more, here's a downloadable link and that would probably be like either a higher tier that's maybe like $25.
Yeah, and then for
And
like
then
contract templates and stuff like that, like oh, like how to like pricing templates, like stuff like that. Okay, okay, okay.
yeah,
And like
and
talking
then
and
I know
emailing
some
clients.
people like do Canva, and you can just like share that, and then or you can
Yeah, I've
just
done a
bring.
few of those. I've done a few of those videos. They're kind of down in the thing. I did some maternity shoots, and I had gave out the Canva thing. I did a comp card shoot, and I gave out the Canva template. I did those. So that's that. Yeah, I've done those. I'm trying to do more of those too, because people be asking me a lot of questions about like, oh, I have Canva, like, you know what I'm saying. So I'm trying to like see, but I don't want to like, I don't want to make it. I don't want to like jumble it up too much, because that's what I'm trying to like, because I'm trying to like reorganize the videos also, like so that way it's easier for people to like navigate. Like when they come in there, they know like, okay, this is the behind the scenes section. This is like VFX section. This is skin retouching section. This is lighting. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to like make it very like blunt and easy and like
Mhm.
kind of like dummy proof basically. Like when you come in there, you know exactly what section is for you. I'm coming in here learning lighting. Okay, I'm gonna go here. I'm coming in here learning
Yeah,
how
yeah,
to do this. So that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, cool. So templates, contract templates, pricing templates, and then
yeah. As far as your categories, I think they're good.
yeah.
I think all they're just missing is just like like when like here's like the assets or stuff like that, adding stuff like that.
Say it again. Say it again. It's like what you say?
Some assets,
Okay, okay.
either, yeah, to what you're doing, would probably just either add more value, and you can probably, like I said, you can charge more for anything that has assets. It could be like another tier, or you can
Yeah.
just link it to the to the store, and
Yeah.
then have that if they're in that
And then have that tier be allowed to get
yeah,
it.
would be allowed to download all those things.
And as always, you guys, if you want to, also have a deep dive into your business, a one-on-one call just like this, the link will be down below for you guys to book your call. You know what I'm saying? Hop in, tap in, and let's elevate your photography business. Let's get you to that next level, whether you're a photographer, a creator, a service provider, whatever it is, and whatever you need help with, whether it's editing, whether it's business, whether it's contracts, whether it's whatever it is. Let's talk about it. Let's chat. Let's get you to that next level.